Well, that's just an unbelievable part of this program. Our turnover's gone from 3 million to well over 4 million in the last 12 months. Our turnover's gone up that much because of the Fuel for Less program. People just keep coming back. The average sale per customer has gone up through the roof. $8 to $10 per customer using the Fuel for Less system.
Okay, he's a pretty happy butcher, isn't he? And I guess you would be too if a promotional concept had just made you an extra $1 million over 12 months. My name is John Dwyer, and I am the inventor of this Fuel for Less program. Now, just to give you a brief rundown on my history, I've been putting together promotional concepts for fast food chains, for breakfast cereals, for retailers, and all sorts of businesses for about 25 years, okay? And this Fuel for Less program, I believe, is my very best sales promotional reward scheme that I've ever put together. And let me tell you why. Okay, Woolworths and Coles are not silly. They've been running fuel discount programs for quite a while, and the reason they run them is because they work. Okay, and why do they work? Well, because they're appealing to both sexes and all ages. It doesn't matter whether your customers happen to be 18, 50 or 80. Fuel discounts are going to appeal to them. Doesn't matter whether they're men or women. And that's why Woolworths and Coles have been exploiting this fuel discount concept for many, many years. Now here's your chance to actually do the same thing for your business. Now you'll see below that we have two different versions of the Fuel for Less program. There's one for retailers, and then there's one for what we call big ticket lines, and that might be people that are selling motor cars, swimming pools, refrigerators, furniture, things like that. But I'm going to concentrate on this video just in the next minute or two on explaining the retail version to you, because if you are a big ticket line business, then you can read below and even tick the menu bar above me and go straight to the big ticket line, and you can understand how that version works. Now let me explain to you how the retail version works and why it works. Okay, we are subjected to over 3,000 messages a day. Okay, and because we are looking on our computers, on our smartphones, on our tablets, we're driving along the freeway, seeing lots of signs, we're opening newspapers, watching TV, radio, we're subjected to about 3,000 messages a day. So if you as a retailer do not have a cut-through message, then be prepared to be invisible. And this is your cut-through message. Let me just show that to the camera a little bit closer, okay? It's called a Fuel for Less card. And let me explain to you just exactly how this works if you happen to be a retailer. Once you've actually taken out a license to run the Fuel for Less program with us, then it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Let me go through it. Number one, you hand out as many Fuel for Less membership cards as you possibly can. Now why? Because they're a magnet. They get people coming back and forth to your shop, okay? You'll learn more about that in just a second. Number two, when customers make their purchases, you simply record their expenditure with an iPad by scanning the barcode on their membership card. Okay, now if you don't have an iPad and you don't want to invest in an iPad and you wanted to use your smartphone, that's fine, okay? But most retail stores would use an iPad or maybe 2 iPads for this. Now for every $50 a customer spends, they get 10 cents per litre fuel discount. So customers don't have to spend $50 in the one visit, okay? They can accumulate their expenditure over time, and that's what makes this fantastic, okay? It's a loyalty scheme that gets them coming back. Now for every increment of $50 in their Fuel for Less account, they're entitled to a 10 cents per litre fuel discount rebate from you. So if they accumulate, let's say $100 expenditure, they can get 20 cents per litre rebate from you. If they accumulate $150, they get 30 cents per litre rebate. If they have $200, they get 40 cents per litre rebate, and so on. So remember, for every $50 that they have in their account with you, they get 10 cents per litre fuel rebate. Now, is that better than the supermarkets? Of course it is, okay? Now, customers, here's another great part. Customers, number three, customers just go out and get their fuel from any petrol station and they save their receipt. And guess what? They bring their fuel receipt and membership card back to your store, yes, back to your store for their cash rebate. Now, this creates forced repetitive traffic for your store. And of course, you'll see from some videos below where we interview the Wiggly Tail Butcher from New South Wales, most of the time when people come back and get their cash rebate, they actually spend it back in your store, okay?
Well, the great thing about the card is they come in, give me their fuel receipt, I give them the money for their fuel discount, and they give it back to me. So where else do you have a loyalty program that you give them the money and they give it straight back to you?
It's pretty simple, isn't it? Okay, now let's just look at the cost to you, okay? Aside from taking out the license for the program with us, which is very affordable, and you'll find out about that when you click the buttons below. The thing is that the actual cost of the fuel rebate to you is either 10% or way less than 10% of your sale price. Because the thing is that the actual number of litres that someone can claim in terms of the fuel rebate is 50 litres. So therefore, for every $50 they spend with you, they get 10 cents a litre fuel discount, but up to 50 litres. So they go and get their petrol, they've got the receipt in their hand, they bring it back to you to get their money, and of course you give them 10 cents multiplied by a maximum of 50 litres. Now 50 litres multiplied by 10 cents is $5. $5 is, guess what? 10% of the 50. And so on with all the other increments of $50. So it's only ever going to cost you 10% of $50 every single time. So really what this is a 10% discount scheme, but disguised very cleverly as an unbelievable fuel discount program, okay? Now when I say disguised, it doesn't mean to say that it's a naughty thing. It's just that you are simply just giving up 10% of your sale price. Now you ask yourself, if you were going to put a sign outside your retail store and say 10% off, whether you're a bakery or a butcher or a news agency or a liquor store, if you said 10% off, do you think people would be bashing your doors down trying to get it? I don't think so. This is costing you no more than 10% of your sale price, and yet, to the consumer, it seems like it's worth $1 gazillion, okay? Now, the other thing I want to point out to you, though, is because people are coming into your store, and more than likely when you give them their cash rebate, they'll give it back to you and buy more merchandise, it's probably going to cost you 5% or less. Not 10%, but probably 5% or less, okay? Let me point out another thing. This is how you will distribute your membership cards, okay? So therefore, they go out in a, well, you distribute them, whether you do it by letterbox brochure or whether you do it by just giving them across the counter or whether you do a direct mail campaign, this is how they go out. So you'll see here that the membership card flips out, and of course they keep that in their wallet or purse, but on the back of that membership card carrier, all the details of the promotion there. So therefore, basically, when you hand out your membership card, you've got an explanatory flyer with it as well. Very important because that saves you having to explain it. Now that's about it. It's as easy as that. Fuel for Less for retailers is probably the most potent, the most powerful promotional loyalty scheme that's ever been devised. And if you don't believe me, just ask Woolworths and Coles. That's why they've been doing it for many, many years, okay? Now, if you think it's good up till this point, wait till you hear this. Postcode exclusivity. Okay, so if you're a baker, for argument's sake, and you take out the Fuel for Less program, for your postcode, there will be no one else in the bakery business that can take out the program in your postcode. So we offer postcode exclusivity. You'll see more details about that below. But the fact is that we want you to have the exclusive license for your postcode in your business type. So therefore there will be only one butcher, one news agent, one bakery, one hairdresser, one liquor store, you name it, in each postcode that will have the Fuel for Less program. Now think about how powerful that is. Okay, so therefore if you're watching this video right now and you want to get this program, then I suggest you click the button below as quickly as you can to see if your postcode is available, because if you don't get it, there's a good chance your competitor will. I'll leave it at that. All the details are below, and of course there's a bunch of menu tabs above me, so if you're a retailer, click one of those so you can go through to the retail page and learn more about it. If you're a big ticket merchant, in other words, you sell washing machines or motor cars or boats or trailers or swimming pools, then click the big ticket menu tab above and we'll take you through and describe how that works for you. All the very best, and hopefully Fuel for Less can help stimulate a lot of customer traffic and a lot of dollars for your business.